Tom Zenner with OC Airport News. I hope you enjoy the content we're bringing to you. We're going to keep cranking it out every single week, telling you about the history of aviation here in Orange County. Big time, exciting announcements that we're going to break for you to know about that could be affecting your lives in a very, very good way. And we're going to introduce you to interesting characters, personalities, and news features that are going on here. Now, for Orange County to become one of the hubs of aviation in the country, which it has, one of the roles that has to be executed is training and creating new pilots, keeping them coming out there. Couple big flight schools here, getting it done for a long time. One of them is Orange County Flight Center. That's who we're going to introduce you to today. All right, Aman, I caught up with a student pilot here. Good to meet you, buddy.
Nice to meet you.
How far along are you in the process until you're going to be in a real cockpit flying a real plane?
So the airliners, you need the federal requirement's 1,500 hours. I'm at the very first stage, private pilot. I'm on stage 3 towards the end. So once I pass the stage check of the school, I'll get with the FAA and have a check ride with the examiner to get my first private pilot license.
Sure. So then what's the ultimate goal for you? Do you want to work for an airline? Commercial?
So my ultimate goal is airline, yeah. But
nice.
There's a couple of stages before I can even get there. And then of course the hour requirement.
Okay, so give us an idea of how many hours is required and the commitment level that it takes to get to where you want to go. How many hours are we talking about?
So the federal requirement is 1,500 hours for any airline, especially in the US. And there's no way around that. Federal FAA requires 1,500 hours before you can even apply to an airline, and very few airlines will hire you before that. So, and then just the commitment, it's honestly, the school kind of leaves it up to you, but if you want to get to the airlines as quick as possible, you got to be pretty committed. At least 2-3 times a week you're flying, and then keeping up with the material, going to ground school, getting all the tests and all the information kind of in your mind. So when you come to the check ride, the exam not as difficult as,
Yeah. So becoming a pilot isn't some side hustle, right? You got to be dedicated to it. This has to be something that you're really passionate about and committed to. When did that form for you? When did you decide you wanted to be a pilot?
Yeah, so actually it formed for a pretty young age. I would say around 2 years old. We traveled a lot when I was younger, and I always loved planes. Even now, I still go up to the window, now a pilot, I know kind of a little bit more what they're doing, but I always watch, the fueling, loading of the baggage, kind of just stuff like that. And then we always, after the flight, I would go up to the cockpit, talk to the captain, first officer, kind of see what it was like. They let us sit in the cockpit, kind of feel what it's like to be in those planes. Right. So it's been from 2 years old, so it's been about 24 years. So I'm 26 now.
So in a perfect scenario, how far away are you from being a captain on a commercial airline?
In a perfect scenario, I need about another, let's say, 1,350 hours.
Okay.
So 1,350 is the hours I need to get to, the airline.
Keep plugging away.
Keep
plugging away. Talk to me about Orange County Flight Center. This is where there's only a few places here in Orange County. If you want to be a pilot, this is one of them. Just talk about your experience over here.
So, I started in September of 2023. I started my flight training. In the beginning, it was a little tough because just the instructors didn't work specifically for me, and that's the case for some students. Other students, it's not. So it kind of took a while until I got to an instructor that I actually started progressing a lot more with. And once I got there, it kind of went a little quick. Just because of the switching instructor, it took me a while to get to my first, solo where you're just kind of flying around. But once I got that first solo, it kind of started going at pace. And normally it's supposed to go at.
What's the job prospects like for a potential commercial pilot? Are there a lot of openings? Will you find a job pretty easily with an airline?
So it depends. I know during COVID, a lot of pilots retired. So there's a huge shortage of pilots. So they started hiring a lot of people kind of right as they got out of flight school, they started getting up with the airlines. But also we have this cadet programs, pathway programs. So a lot of people can cadets for a regional airline like SkyWest or a bunch of different airlines have those programs. So if you apply one of those, you can they'll usually guarantee you a final interview, but it depends on the job market once you get out there, how it's supposed to go. And I think the shortage they said is going to be up about another 2 years until 2027.
Okay. Well, good luck. Hope to see you on a commercial flight someday soon. Okay. Thank you. Rashad, I think it's so interesting to hear potential pilot stories because it has to be almost in your DNA or something that you're just passionate about, because I have no desire to ever fly an airplane, right? And then to think about the commitment. So when did that first love for you, or where did you get bitten by the bug of aviation?
Aviation has been since day one for me. My family's from Georgia. We always flew Delta, crossing the states. So it's always just kind of been there with seeing first time stepping in the cockpit, seeing all the dials, the buttons, one pressing everything, you know what I mean? So it's just that love it's either got to hit you or it's just going to pass you by. But once you get in the cockpit and get a taste for it yourself and get up in the air, it's something else.
There's probably no feeling like that, right?
Nothing else.
It's something that you have to be totally committed to.
Yeah.
So when you first started getting behind a simulator, was it more difficult than maybe you thought, or has it been just with your education? Is there just a natural progression where you're learning at the right pace?
Well, sim for me, I've been doing a sim since I was about maybe 5-6 years old. So first getting that taste of sim and landing a plane is something else. But when you actually get in the cockpit and land for your first time, that's a dream come true. It's smooth, it's fun, it's exhilarating, and yeah, you just gotta have it.
Okay, so I'm speaking to a future pilot here.
Yeah.
Do you get nervous when you get in there? Were you in the early days a little nervous landing and taking off by yourself?
I don't think I was ever nervous. I've taken off and landed since day one for me, and it's just been eye-opening how easy it comes. And it doesn't come easy for everybody, but for me, I have an auto background, so it's just the coordination and skill that it takes, but it's also keen dedication that it takes to be in aviation for sure.
Okay, so you work here at Orange County Flight Center. You're a student here. Can you kind of go at your own pace? Like if you want to be on a fast track to get that pilot license, you control that as far as how far and how fast you advance?
Absolutely. You have to take accountability of your training. First and foremost, just get scheduled. Don't take your time as far as wishing and wanting. Just put your foot in it, because the quicker you do it and the more that you just put effort into it, the more you're going to get back out of it. So it's definitely one of those things you just want to take a leap of faith and put your all into, because you can get so much more out of it.
You know, there's going to be people watching this video all over the country, maybe all over the world. What's it like flying over Orange County? I mean, it's beautiful.
Man,
it's picturesque, right? I mean, do you ever get caught checking out the scenery?
Yeah, it's the best. As soon as you take off, you can pretty much see the ocean straight ahead of you. So it's definitely a worthwhile venture flying out of John Wayne. And it's been beautiful flying over the coast my whole journey, and I can't have it any other way. Honestly, it's the best.
Good luck to you.
All right,
I'll feel safe if you're behind the wheel in an airplane. For sure, Rashad.
For sure.
Good to meet you. Thank you. Is there anything on this planet that when you stand in front of it, you don't get some sort of feeling like you want to be boarding one of these private airplanes at some point in your life? There's nothing like private jet travel. Or if it kind of gets your juices flowing to want to be in that cockpit and fly an airplane, a couple great options for flight schools right here in Orange County. We'll put the details in the notes of this episode, and we'll just keep bringing this content to you right here on OC Airport News.